When trying to organize a process, sometimes a flowchart is the way to go. One flowcharting tool that can help you is called Draw.io. An advantage of this tool is that it's a free online tool that connects to your Google Drive. So you can share the flowchart and have multiple people looking at it, editing, those kinds of things. So let's take a look at it. I have used this in both Safari and Chrome. I'm currently in Chrome right now, and the address again is draw.io. The first thing that's going to ask you to do is tell where you want to save the diagrams to. So I'm going to choose Google Drive, and then it's going to ask me if this is okay that it's using my Google Drive. So I have to kind of authorize that this is actually happening. So I get to choose if I'm going to open an existing diagram, one that I've worked on before, or create a new. So I'm going to choose create a new. And then you'll see a variety of templates that are built in. And you could certainly start with one of these templates if you wanted to. I personally have found, again, just my opinion, that it's more difficult to rearrange someone's existing diagram than to start from scratch. So I'm going to choose the blank diagram. And then just like a Google Doc, this is where the title would go. So if you wanted to change the title of this, on the left side of the screen, you're going to see where the shapes are listed for you that you can use. Again, I'm going to recommend that you go down to Flowchart and see the flowchart symbols. And with the flowchart symbols, each of the shapes actually has their own purpose. And as you scroll over each of them, it will tell you what they're for. So as an example, this oval is listed as start, and it's also usually listed as an end object as well. And then if you go to something like the diamond, that's usually called a decision. So if there's a decision to be made, you should use this shape. And then there's also one for documents. So try to use the correct shape to correspond with the task that you're asking someone to do. So I'll start with the start oval. And if I just clicked on it, you see it shows up. And I can resize it once it has the handles. And also, you'll notice that once something is selected here, the right-hand side of the screen will adjust so that you can make changes. So if you want to get all fancy and add color to it, you can do that. If you are adding text, you can change it or also change the arrangement. Now to add text is really quite easy. All you have to do is double-click in it, and then you can start typing inside of the shape. If you get the four-headed arrow, you can drag this around on your screen. And if you'll notice, the screen has kind of a grid on it, and it will help you line up and align things on your screen. From there, if you add another shape, now you can go down or you can go across to whatever you choose. Again, I can double click on it to add my text for this particular shape. And then if I click on this initial shape and click on this blue arrow underneath it, it's going to create an arrow that joins the two shapes. So if I click off of it, you'll now see an arrow there. And what's nice is if I decide to move this shape, whether I go down further, the arrow will get further across, or if I decide to move it over on the page, the arrow will move with the shape. So it's very easy to connect the items and continue to add on to there. So I could keep going with this with other items that I have. So maybe there's a process in place and I would add that process. Again, I would click on the arrow to add the blue arrow to add the arrow that connects them. And again, it's just very simple to keep moving in that direction. If by chance you needed to move a whole bunch of things, if you notice I'm over here in the white area and my cursor is an arrow. If I get a little bit closer and then do a click and drag over all of the shapes, it will select all of them for me, so I could move the whole thing if I wanted to. So that's a way of selecting all, is using that arrow key. Now if you needed to link to something else, you can click on a shape, and this plus sign up here shows you a variety of different things that you can add to your flowchart. So for example, if I have insert link here, I can do that, and then I could just paste the URL in of my document. So let's say I had something in my Google Drive and I got the link to that and I pasted it in here and did insert. Then when I was clicking on this shape, it would show me the link. So the plan, maybe there's a document for this plan and it could be linked to this particular shape on my flowchart. As I mentioned previously, one of the advantages of this is that it instantly saves into your Google Drive, so I don't have to be saving, it's automatically saving. And also I could share this, if I go up into the share button in the corner, I could share this with other members of my team so that they could follow the progress on this and edit as necessary. If you did decide you wanted a paper copy of this, you could go up to File and choose Print, and then you can print from here and print this out in your regular manner.